are the 10th inning. We are here for a 3-day series against the Brisbane Bandits. We have one game tonight, another game tomorrow night, and two on Sunday and Saturday. So we look forward to bringing you these games. Brisbane, who in the past couple of years perhaps been underachievers a little bit, but they certainly seem to have a greater point of view on things this season, and they're a bit stiff in their last series against Canberra with a couple of washouts, and Adelaide have taken a little while to get everyone here, but no excuses now for the bite, just about at full strength. I'm lucky to be joined here by one of our great sponsors and a good friend of mine in Craig Watts. Good to see you, Wattsy.
Hello Speller, how are you, mate?
Good, mate.
It's been a while, obviously a couple of weeks between home games since Adelaide played here last. They've been over to Melbourne and lucky enough to get a win on the Saturday afternoon against Melbourne. Pretty strong lineup over there, so they're hoping to get a win today. Yeah, absolutely. They've got a couple of new inclusions. We'll quickly run through the lineups for you for the Bandits. And, I'll test my eyesight here. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do it because Phil forgot to wear his glasses. Okay, lining up for the Bandits, we've got Anaka Hirochusi playing centre field, Brad Dutton playing second base, Josh Roberts playing right field, Clark Cody hitting 4 and catching, David Sutherland, the big left-handed hitter, first base, Alfonso Carlos, third base, CJ Beatty, DH, Andrew Campbell, left field, Alan Schoenberger, shortstop, and the starting pitcher is Justin Starts. And for Adelaide, we're going to line up this way with Jeremy Creswell hitting in the one spot, playing shortstop, Josh Cakebread playing second base, Nathan Melendrez hitting playing centre field, Choi G. Mann joining Adelaide for the first time at first base. Looking forward to seeing him hit tonight. Stephen Welsh is welcome back into the lineup after a bit of a break after coming back from the States, playing third base, Ethan Piqua, DH, Justin Howard at left field, Chris Adamson doing the catching duties tonight, Angus Roger at right field, and on the hill, big Dusan Ruzic.
Certainly, and we are really looking forward to a good series. Just a quick little pipe out for our fantastic sponsors out there, Duck Dare Air Conditioning, the great local South Australian manufacturer, MC Sportswear down there at Port and Woodville Road, Marshall Batteries, all down the eastern seaboard for the great Marshall Batteries, the Colts Baseball Academy, which is a qualified professional instruction for infants and for young fellas. We've got a great PPI PA, which is my man here next to me, Craig Watts, and our personal pledge from a great friend of ours too in Shane Bennett, who is the Australian Fire Services. So we'll have a quick break. The managers are at the plate. We're not far away. We'll see you in a moment.
Batting one for the Brisbane Bandits, leading off,
Welcome back, everyone. Beautiful evening, another great day here in Adelaide, about 26, 27 degrees. It was just perfect. Sun still shining. Absolutely no excuses for both teams tonight. The conditions are just about perfect. A couple of little minor changes in the pitching rotation for the bite. They've gone to Dushan Ruzic, giving him the pill first night, so he's slowly been building, and I think it's a good move. If he can get up and get moving, he got a good 6 or 7 solid digs out of him. So
absolutely, we're looking forward to Dushan throwing the ball pretty hard tonight. It starts off with a strike.
And Huhaka, in the Asian style, sort of dips out to first base and fouls one off to third base side. So Ruzic delivers, gets a pitch inside for strike 2. In comparison to a couple of his other little performances, for him to be straight on the money. I know it's only early days, but he's certainly a pitcher that you can generally tell early if he's feeling good and he's commanding. He wastes that pitch for a 1-2 count. And the big fella delivers again. And the Harker again, with his weight going to first base. Hits that foul again down the third base line, breaks his bat. Bit more firewood.
Yeah, it's really good to see Dushan come straight off the bat here and start to throw strikes. He's throwing the ball hard. He's showing some consistency in hitting his strike zone, and that'll show the coaching staff a bit of confidence in what they've been offered tonight from Dushan. So you should see if he can keep it up, Speller.
Absolutely. I think their early plan was to put him in the pen and try to work him in middle relief and whatever situation required, but we've just been a bit thin in the pen and he's had to step up and become a starter, so it's good to see. I'm not sure we're at a little hold-up. Of course, we haven't got a hitter, but the Harker going through his kit bag to find the right bat. He
had to take off the wrapping on the back of his bat new, and I'm not joking, he literally had to go and take it off. I mean, we're playing a 4-game series here this weekend too, so you know it's going to be really important for each team to look after their pitching staff. As we see Adamson get slightly crossed up there on an off-speed pitch by Dushan.
And that pitch is inside again, so from being well ahead of the count, like a good lead-off hitter, he's disciplined and making him throw pitches, and we have a full count. We're live here at Cooper Stadium, and we'd love to interact with you, so live baseball at the 10thinnings.com.au. Jump on our website to confirm that address, but we've had a lot of fun. We've got a set of batting gloves on offer tonight. We've got to come up with something, mate, a nice set of Franklin batting gloves.
Fantastic. I'll come up with a question.
Good
shortly.
boy, please do. So Ruzic on a full count to Ahaka, and again he slaps one. Foul.
As you mentioned before, when you've got these Japanese batters, they really are. They're very consistent on not their strikeout, not striking out too much. They do put bat on ball a lot and try and waste a few pitches. As you see there, and Anaka getting a walk and drawing a walk from an 0-2 count.
Yeah, good piece of hitting.
Number 21, second baseman Brad Dutton.
Again, we always talk about scheduling, and no doubt the league have looked at it, and this is what they've come up with. But Thursday nights here in Adelaide, although we've still got 500 or 600 in, and it's pretty good. But from Division 1 to Division 6, and that ball is hit straight to Creswell for a routine 6-4 to 3, and the bite make a double play.
Yeah, Brad's been struggling a little bit this year. He's only picked up the one hit. He's a better hitter than that. He's come up there just after Anaka's drawn a walk and hit the first pitch. Yes, he hit it hard, but probably should have looked at taking a pitch there. He's a good hitter, but probably should have had a look at a couple of pitches, especially in this sunlight right now, Spurley.
Yep. There's That pitch is outside. Ball one on Josh Roberts, playing right field. So good luck to him for the first hour here. It's a real death trap on the right side of the diamond here for the next hour or so until the sun goes truly down. He has a good hack at that and snicks it off to the backstop. 1-1 count on Roberts. It takes a lot of skill to field with the sun being such a factor. Your glove becomes a big defensive weapon for you to shield the sun, but also maintaining great vision of the ball. Ruzic finds the outside bit of the plate for a 1-2 count. So again, he gets ahead of a hitter. Pings that pitch inside. He put a bit on that one, the big fella. Good to see him working hard, and there he is. You know when he's on, he's up there and he's ready for you. He's feeling it tonight, the big douche, as he delivers to Roberts. Gets that pitch inside again. Fills the count. So it's been a mixed bag for the douche as he prepares again. And Roberts chops that onto his foot for foul. So again, big 6'7" man of Dush and Ruzic stands tall, delivers with his sidearm action. He gets a little chopper again onto the inside of his leg, which surely.
I think you'll see the play get called back here at the moment. I think he's going to go and ask for help here. There certainly was some interaction there with the foot, no doubt. So I think we might see the Adelaide Bite having to go back out there. He's not even going to ask, actually.
Josh Roberts retired at first base.
Very, very interesting call there.
Very interesting, and again, from sitting up behind here, obviously he could have gone straight down to into a puff of dirt and given the impression it came off his foot. Maybe it didn't. We always give the benefit of the doubt to the blue, and that completes the top of the first. No score to the Bandits. Short break. Be back in a moment. Welcome back, everyone. Justin starts just going through his pre-game preparation and just about ready to go. We've got a bit of a shout out here for Marshall Batteries. You always know you holler for a Marshall, and you've got to ring Joe or Barry here in Adelaide on 0413 275 422. They've got a pink battery promotion going for the next couple of months, all in aid of the Jane McGrath Foundation, which, as we know, is an enormous foundation and a great lady. So they're looking to raise 50 grand. So again, for an Australian company to put their weight behind such a great promotion and charity in the Jane McGrath Foundation, hats off to them. So if you're in the market for a new battery, Marshall Batteries, buy one of their pink batteries. Sounds pretty good, Watsy.
Outstanding. Good promotion by the boys at Marshall Batteries.
So stats with sort of like a little bit of a funny old wind up there. He staggers through, and for a hitter, very difficult to just catch with his timing, but
yeah, look, Stats is a hard-throwing right-handed pitcher. He's come off to a bit of a slow start for the year, being 0-2 and having an ERA around 10. But what we're seeing from him is just and the coaching staff of the Brisbane Bandits is just trying to give him some confidence by starting him first game of the series. He does throw a lot of walks. He's already thrown 9 walks for the year. He's given up 10 hits. So it'll be up to him tonight to help his team out by getting them a good start.
And on the 3-1 count, he delivers a strike, which Creswell swings at and slightly mistimes, hits it foul to even the count, or fill the count, sorry. So Creswell, who'd been going pretty good, and then just sort of, we had a little all-star, little game here in between as he wraps that ball down the third baseline foul. And he had a bit of a stinker. He sort of went 0 for 6 or 1 for 5, and he'd be disappointed with that, but he's a very competitive beast. And here he is once again, just stretching Stats, seeing if he's good enough to get one by him. As he pops it up, and as a pitcher you don't have to often get one by him, but that is trouble. Third baseman Carlos Alonso comes in, takes charge, and takes what ended up being a bit of a difficult ball, just sort of where it ended up.
Yeah, you know, it's a real difficult time of the day, as you were talking about with the right field, but the whole ground, you know, it's very, very difficult. And as I have a look at the replay there, they had the 3 guys charging in, you know, just getting their bearings on where they're at, and there's a good catch at the end of the day by Alfonso.
Now we're magnificent, you know, really originator of this great broadcast that we present to you and televised. Hired a new camera, so hopefully you're seeing some great vision out there, because we get a bit of a replay here because we're on about a 10-second delay, so apologies at home thinking, hey, where's our replay? But we're lucky enough to be able to quickly look to the screen and see a delay that we catch most as a replay. And Stats again just in a little bit of trouble here, just radar not quite on target as he delivers to Catebreed. That pitch catches outside part of the plate.
Josh coming off a couple of weeks break at the moment, didn't travel to Melbourne through personal reasons. Back into the lineup, had a really good series against Perth, batted really, really well, stayed within himself and picked himself up a few knocks in the series, so I'll be hoping to continue on from there.
Yeah, he's been super consistent, probably been unlucky in the series against Perth. He hit the ball on the nose and line drived about 4 to left field, so as much as you can be happy with hitting the ball hard, and you've always got to be, still like to get a result.
He's up over there, folks. That one's coming down.
His average may not say it, but he's been very competitive, playing some good second base with his local pivot here in Jeremy Creswell.
Of course, it's an SA Power Networks foul ball.
So Stats, he would have thrown 6 or 7 pitches at his to the first hitter, and here he is again with quite a long at bat, and that pitch is outside. So full count again. He foul tips that one and snicks that one into the catcher's glove. So he strikes out.
2 out of the innings, and that brings to the plate number 23, centre fielder Nathan Melendrez.
As we see Nathan Melendrez come to the plate, hitting third this week. Nathan hitting .238 on the year. Looking to get something started for the Adelaide bye here in the first inning.
Yeah, he's slowly progressed, and He's looked really solid, a lot more confident in the box, a lot happier as he takes a first pitch strike. Looking like he's going to be a really a solid performer. 300 type guy, punches the ball around here, there and everywhere, got a bit of pop. Hence he's hitting in the 3-hole. Stats to Melendrez, gets one inside that he chops onto the plate. And again, the right-hander delivers and he gets Melendrez swinging through one. He strikes out, and that completes the first innings. No score to either team. We'll have a short break. We'll see you in a moment.
We move along to the top of the second inning.
Well, welcome back to Norwood Oval, here for the start of the second inning. Brisbane Bandits are going to lead off with Cody Clark, the catcher. Cody started off the year pretty consistently, hitting 286.
Cody Clark leading things off.
As we see Dushan Ruzik start off with a ball low. To the count to Cody Clark. Dushan just struggling to find the zone at the moment. Comes back with a strike, 3-0.
Again, Cody stepping out of the box, hoping for a walk, but Dush is throwing him a couple of strikes to fill the count and gets that one on the outside too. So Cody just was in there having a bit of a look around and paid the ultimate price.
Yeah, good comeback by Dushan, just showing a bit of competitiveness there, coming back after being 3-0, starting it off. Good result. David Sullivan up to bat now for the Brisbane Bandits, formerly, or as affectionately known as Goofy to all of his mates in the baseball circles. Can certainly hit Spurlow. He's a very, very good hitter. He hurt Adelaide last year, hitting a couple of home runs and being strong. He's very, very strong from the left side.
Absolutely, and again, it just goes to show that this game is for all shapes and sizes. So Dave, although being very tall, you know, it doesn't help with your athleticism and your coordination always as he picks a walk.
He's actually a very, very quick runner.
Is he?
Yeah, he was actually, I might be corrected, but I believe that he was one of the quickest in the organisation. Maybe that was the... well, I could be wrong on that one.
Well, we might find out.
If we get some emails, I might be just throwing that out to get some emails. I might take that opportunity to welcome the Brisbane viewers and listeners. If you do want to get interactive with us, give us an email.
So Carlos Alonso playing third base for the Bandits. Checks his coach for some signals. And with one strike on him, prepares. And that slider is outside for ball one. Ruzic from the set. Ooh. Big Goofy. A bit crossed up there at first base. Nice little move by Ruzic. So Sutherland get back to first real quick. So again, and he does it again. I would suggest, unless there'll be a scrub, that something's happening here, because the big... No, that ball was meekly hit to third base, where Welsh to Kate Bread. There's Choi for another double play. So the Bite defence holding tough here at the moment. We'll send the Bandits down 1-2-3. We'll have a quick break. Thank you to Marshall Batteries and MC Sportswear, Duck Air Air Conditioning, Colts Baseball Academy, PPIPA, Shane Bennett, Peter White and Andrew Sperling. We'll be back in a minute.
Song that we're playing.
Bottom of the second inning, scoreless ball game, leading off the Adelaide by number 47, G-Man Choi!
So G-Man Choi strides to the plate for his first official at-bat in this competition. And takes a ball.
Certainly showed the Adelaide Bite what he can do in the All-Star game. Spurlo came up and hit a home run and a couple of doubles. So certainly not afraid to swing the bat. Big power hitting left-hander from Korea. Takes a nice big swing.
And if I was in the shark tank here, I'd be a very worried man, because he flew a couple of balls through there the other night, foul balls. Were dangerous. So typically, again, with that style to seemingly dip out to first base a little bit, but still keep the weight in, but they just won't let anything by them, and if it's outside, they'll still make some contact. And he was pinging them around everywhere. So it's going to be really interesting to watch his progress. He rolls over on one. He just get it before it went out, but in doing so, Big Stacks just sort of lost a little balance and threw off balance and threw it in the dirt, and Anderson couldn't pick it up. So for a mean little full bounce roller along the first baseline.
Yeah, sometimes you get lucky, and that was a little lucky one there. Just stayed inside there, couldn't get his balance. Sees Adelaide bite with a runner at first base with Big Stephen Welsh up to play, which is great for Adelaide to have this little break right now with having a runner on first base with Steph up. Steph's come off a very good season with Pittsburgh. Finished off the season at Altoona, the AA team affiliate with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Showing a bit of power throughout the year as well, which is great.
Pitch on the outside for strike one. What it, of course, has done with Choi coming in and Welsh, and pushed Howard down the list, and all of a sudden strengthened their batting lineup. That ball is hit by a pitch ball, so takes a free ride to first base and pushes Choi to second.
Now batting number 11, designated Ethan Paquette.
See a new player for the Adelaide Bite come into the lineup tonight, Ethan Paquette.
Yeah, he sprung from nowhere in that All-Star game. I saw him leading into the batter's box and thought, who's this? And didn't have much time to ask some questions because he hit the first pitch over the left field fence. So he would have been pretty happy with his start and picked a couple of walks and ended up having a bit of a rest. So again, not to this standard, but a really good start for him as he prepares to take a pitch low and out for ball one.
Good opportunity here for the Adelaide Bite. Runs at first and second, none out. They'd want to start getting something going here. Oof, good swing by Ethan.
That one will be outside the parade entrance. Yours thanks to SA Power Networks.
He's a big lad. You don't have to be 6'3", 6'4", and strongly built.
It's funny to say that. I went down and had a chat with Tony prior to the game, and some of the guys that were walking past me were very, very big units. It's good to see. Adelaide have always had a strong contingent there of big guys, so continuing that form on with Howard and Paquette and Melendrez and even Choi. Choi's a big boy too, so hopefully they can start to get some power, and it's a good park to hit, get some power numbers up.
So stats to Paquette, and again gets the pitch where he likes it, middle out, and he was all over it. Fouls another one to the backstop. A couple of good swings. Let's see if he can make an adjustment and hit for his team here with none out. Least he's got to do is shove them both round to base, and that would be a good at-bat as they set up outside for him and he swings through and strikes out.
Number 29, left fielder Justin Howard.
Well, like you hope for all guys, but especially the fella like Justin. As I said, he's come into the team and got put in the 4 hole, and that has its own level of expectation and skill requirement, and whether he's up to it or not, I have no clue really, but nice to see him drop down the list a little bit, and hopefully it just might free him up and get him a nice base hit to knock a couple in or something like that and get him going.
Yeah, it certainly does help, when a 4-hitter is struggling a little bit in the first couple of series and the coach keeps him in the lineup, just drops him down, takes that expectation away from the 4-hitter, from the guy that's expecting to hit some RBIs and some power. So that's what Tony Harris will be hoping to do tonight, is just get him some confidence coming into the next couple of games by putting him down to the 7 hole.
Again, Very well built young man. Gets a bit of a break and pitch there up that he
SA Power Network Stable making its way out to Norwood.
slaps foul. Really looking forward to a good series here. I think, as we said pre-game, the Bandits on a little bit of a roll, and the Bite at 1 and 5 looking to find some form, but makes it a whole lot better when you got some better cattle in and you spread the load, as Howard strikes out.
Number 30, catcher Chris Adamson.
Adelaide will be pretty disappointed with the last 2 at-bats, obviously getting the first 2 guys on, having none out and having 2, decent power hitters up to plate and not actually being able to convert, at least move them around one base. But I'm sure Chris will be trying to do the same thing.
It's quite an interesting game that we play here. That I remember commentating with Pico a couple of years ago, and the guy was out of form a little bit and just crunched one to shortstop. He had runners on first and second, and Pico said he would have preferred him to hit a 2 bounce at a first base and move his runners. That was his job, not to hit a line drive as Adamson pops up. A little bit of trouble perhaps with the sun, but centre fielder Ohaka takes it easily, and that finishes the Bite and finishes the second. Have a short break, be back in a moment.
Bandits coming up. We draw your attention.
With our sensational on-field announcers here, and even though this perhaps isn't really hot music, but the previous one was, and I saw old CJ Beattie, the Bandits DH, getting the moves going in there, just getting himself ready.
Well, this is his first at-bat for the Brisbane Bite, so he's just come over.
Brisbane Bite?
The Brisbane
Let's
Bandits,
go,
I'm sorry.
baby.
Apologies.
Well, all right, guys, everyone's just been procrastinating and no one's come up with anything. So I've come up with something that I want an answer to this question. Who has been the best player to ever play in the Australian Baseball League? Who do you think is the best player to ever have
Is there an
played?
actual answer here, though? I mean, because it's everyone's opinion.
That's right, and it'll be my decision, or our decision, as to say that there's a set of nice Franklin batting gloves on offer here.
Are we talking current ABL or all-time ABL from 1991?
Well, I'd like to go back that far, because why have guys out of it?
Now, are we
I
talking
know.
Adelaide Giants, Adelaide Bite, or are we talking nationally?
I think we'll just talk nationally. So every national competition that we've had since '91,
All right.
he's the best player that's ever come here and played.
Oh, so we're talking American as well?
Yeah, man. Who's the
Anyone?
best player?
Wow.
Yeah.
Gee, you've left it really open, Spello.
Well, what do you got for me? Who's springing to mind?
Well,
I've got Jelks and...
if we go through Australian players, first, we've got Adelaide Bite, Adelaide Giants, Andrew Scott, arguably one of the best middle infielders that the country has produced, prior to what we've got now in Luke Hughes. You've really got to have a look at a lot of the guys that came over and played Major League. So I'm going to have to think about that one.
Yeah,
it's a really
that's
good one.
a toughie. So hopefully it's...
Actually,
inspired you a little bit. You've got it.
I've got it already.
Well, should you maybe not tell, because then they might pinch
Well, he's
it.
Australian.
He's Australian.
He's Australian.
Well, he's not sitting next to me, is he?
No, not at all. Not at all. But he is Australian.
He is Australian to play in the ABL as well.
To play
Or
in the ABL, played in the Major
Australian
League. As Dushan strikes out.
Sorry, as we've been waffling on, and CJ got a hit to right field, and then Campbell struck out. So Alan Schallenberger, who's playing shortstop for the Bandits, comes to the plate with CJ Beattie on first base with one out, top three. You've got it, you reckon?
Absolutely. He actually played for the Brisbane Bandits. That's the next clue.
Is he a big guy? Does he swing from the left side, perhaps? Or
Started switch hitting at the age of 15, 16, and then continued to hit left-handed for the rest of his career. So we'll leave it there for a little bit.
okay,
But that's who I would choose, and I
Yeah.
think that we'd probably see that a fair bit. He may even be listening tonight.
he may. If you are, whoever you are, g'day. So let us know. Live baseball at the 10thinnings.com.au. Magnificent pair of Franklin batting gloves.
He can't win them though.
Well, he's done with hitting.
yeah.
He's done with hitting.
But I'm sure there's some other contenders as well.
Yeah, well, he can give them to someone. He'll have some young protege that he can pass them on to, I'm sure. Amongst his 612 other pair of batting gloves. So Ruzic. Two-0 count. Again. Schallenberger takes strike one.
Getting an absolute stream of emails at the moment. We've just had about 15 emails sent through, which is great. Glad to hear everyone listening. If I get a chance, I'll certainly start to read them out.
And for a, Thursday sort of twilighty, fantastic that you're here and playing the game with us. And as I said, if you're interstate and you win, we'll send them over. There's no dramas. If you're overseas, we'll send them over. So the Franklin batting gloves.
We've got to put it into a draw though, surely.
We might have to. Now all of a sudden there's a whole lot of pressure. This was not designed to be pressurised. Look, I don't know what's going to go on here, but it's all in fun.
Absolutely.
So you'll have to just play by the umpire's rules. But thanks again, as Craig said, for flourishing us with some emails.
See the runner goes.
CJ swipes second on a walk.
just to go over a couple of the emails. We've had one from Glenn Long. Thanks, guys. Loving the broadcast and your camera quality. Operator doing a great job and your better graphics. Glenn, we'll get back to you on what kind of camera Pete's using at the moment, but we'll let you know in the upcoming innings.
You could help us pay for it, Glenn, if you could. It's costing us a bomb. But that's what we do for you guys. That's our commitment. Pete's living in a tent at the caravan park at the moment. Poor fella.
Had an email from Tom West up in Brisbane. Obviously works in the head office up there. Yeah, I think I got that one wrong, mate. I know that Goofy isn't the speed guy, but there was certainly a guy that played left field, I think, last year for Brisbane the last few years, and he was actually quite quick and similar kind of build. So if you can email me through his name, that was the guy that I was talking about. So thanks, Tom, for clarifying that for me.
So we're back to the top here. 2-0 count on lead-off Ahaka, with runners on first and second for the Bandits as he shapes the bunt. And again, I think there was a little miscommunique between pitcher and catcher as Adamson rolls out to the middle to have a chat with Big Dushan.
I'm getting a couple of emails asking us to promote other little businesses and stuff like that. We're more than happy to do that for you, but unfortunately all of our sponsors do pay a bit of money to be part of the show. So if you do want to give us a little help out there just to pay for the cameras and all that kind of stuff, certainly not pay our wages because we do this for the love of it, but if you do want to have your business read out and promoted on the program throughout the year, more than happy to help you out. Just give us an email and give us your details and we'll send you through some itinerary.
And you know what, these guys have been kind enough to come on for the full year, but if you just want to sponsor a night or something, we break it all down and it becomes very achievable. And we on our first broadcast we reached we reached 17 countries throughout the world. We have a bit of a following. We've reached well over 100,000 people in our journey. So I think the market is there for a bit of name saturation, or if you're starting out and you just want to get your name out there, we're here to help. So drop us an email and it'll all be fair and reasonable. You've also got to think with that thought with regards to the guy that played in this league that, he may have played for, a year or two or not for a long time, and perhaps there was someone with a bit more longevity that just might have pipped him at the post for doing it for 10 years and not for a few.
I think you'll find this guy played a few years. I'm
talking out my hat.
Yeah, I know that he played quite a few years for Gold Coast. Yes, when they first for Dakio Dolphins from 91. Then he went over to Brisbane and played for Brisbane for a couple of years, and then even ventured down to Melbourne to play.
There's a broken bat shot to shortstop again where they try to roll a double play, but a superb little throw from Creswell forces Ahaka out at second.
And that brings the play number 19, Josh Roberts.
That scores a run for the Bandits and gets them moving. That's why they were so eager to turn a double play to try to thwart that. It was just a bit awkward, brought him right into the line between second and third, and although he made a great play, just they didn't have time to roll the double.
Yeah, no, it was a good play by Jeremy Creswell, just trying to keep that force out at second base with two out. As we see runners at first and third with two out for the Brisbane Bandits.
Roberts fouls that off.
Roberts one of the more dangerous hitters in the league right now. Probably been a bit underrated over the last couple of years. Just a strong left-handed hitter. Can hit with power, hit with average. Currently hitting 333 hitting 333 as he drives one
ball foul down the first baseline.
We are joined with absolute massive presence as Pat Kelly joins the box.
Thank you very much. And that ball
Very
leads
tough
Troy. Wow, we're really turning it on tonight, what's he?
Absolutely.
It's all
Fantastic.
happening.
Absolutely. Yeah, disappointing there for the Adelaide Bite. Just come up with a real tough play. You can see that there. Really tough play for Jeremy Creswell. Got a handle on it, just threw it away. Sees a run across the plate for the Brisbane Bandits with runners at second and third now, 2 out. Come up for a chat.
There's another base hit to Dave, who and the Bandits get on a little bit of a roll here with a base hit to right field by Corey Clark. So Wally Marks, the pitching coach for the Bite, going to come out and have a bit of a chat with Dush.
Just whilst we're having this little break here, we're getting back onto the best players, and just had a few more emails come through, but gentleman that just walked up, played one season of the ABL and maybe 10 seasons for the New York Yankees, so he certainly would have to go into the mix, but not for longevity in the ABL, but certainly being one of the most accomplished baseballers in the country or in America. And as we are joined by the great man himself, Pat Kelly. Pat Kelly coming up to have a chat with the boys.
Hello, fellas. How you going?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. I'm good. We're just having a chat before we've thrown it out to the listeners to come back to us with the best player ever to play in the ABL, old or new, and which was giving away a pair of Franklin batting gloves tonight. And we've thrown it out to everyone to come back with their best player.
I might be sitting next to the guy who was probably the best.
Well, if Dave Nielsen was sitting right next to you, then you probably would be. But no,
Thanks
thank
very
you.
much, PK. That's extremely nice.
You can hold your own, but I saw Watty put a few on the old Bianco sign out there a few times in my day. So.
Oh, thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. But certainly my pick would have been for the consistency and for being an all-star.
Keep it to yourself until.
Well, I think there was no right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong answer, as everyone's saying. But
thank goodness you've come in, because you could actually make the decision and take the pressure
well,
as
I said, probably the most accomplished baseballer to play in the ABL is sitting there next to me, and the other one did play for Brisbane, so we could probably work that one out.
Yeah, we can work out David Nielsen, of course, but a very accomplished player. And just not an accomplished player, but tried to turn the league into something 10 years ago, which as we know it didn't work out the way he wanted to, but the desire was there to help out what he thought was something good for the country.
As we see Dush and Ruzic finish off the inning with a strikeout. Not before the Brisbane Bandits score 4. We're just getting back to that. It's an interesting question, because it is really up to a lot of people. Up to a lot of people bring up their own answers and their own decisions on it. If you have a look at the league, though, over the last 15, 20 years in the new league, we've had some fantastic players playing this league. Talk about guys that have played in the major leagues, talk about Vernon Wells, talking about Goodwin from Perth. When he came out, played
the catcher for the Dodgers.
Paul LaDuca. Paul LaDuca.
And Balfour.
Grant Balfour playing, obviously probably the most
Still playing.
Still playing now. So we've had some fantastic baseballers, and there's no right or wrong answer, but if you had to ask me who has done the most for Australian baseball, and probably been the most consistent and the only All-Star that's been able to play. Actually, I will retract that comment. There has been another All-Star in the Australian Baseball League, pitcher for the Melbourne Monarchs. He's pitched last year, actually. His name's escaping me right now.
The sidearmer, what's his name? Yeah, for the Braves.
Yes.
Was he an All-Star?
No, he wasn't an All-Star. The American guy that came out and played for the Melbourne Monarchs, and I reckon he actually played in the series that you played in Melbourne, and he was a minor leaguer at that time.
Millwood.
Kevin Millwood played in an All-Star game.
That's when we had the big brawl,
Exactly.
and we had the big fight in Melbourne, and he was a rookie. I was already in the major leagues for quite a time. And I was over here in 1996.
Yes.
Rehab. Might have been early 97. We had a big fight, and I remember I grabbed him because he was the biggest bloke on the field. And I said, mate, we'll stand over here and we'll watch these guys go at it. And you guys were just throwing knuckles like it was forget about it. As we say in New York, forget about it. We were going, oh, did you see that one? Did you see that one? And the next day, I got a call from George Steinbrenner who said, "You got to get home," because he saw it on television.
Well, apparently it did hit the
Deeble and Dale sold it to some.
Yeah, it did hit the papers in the US. There was no doubt.
Hit the television.
And I'm gonna actually put my hand up, PK, and say that our fight was my fault.
I would not doubt that.
No, earlier in that game, I actually was lucky enough to get a hold of Kevin Millwood, and and I reckon
then
I might
the beanball.
And then then he hit Chris Durkin, right in the middle of the back, and if you can remember, Chris Durkin wasn't a small guy. He was a massive unit himself, and he
one name, Troy Scoble is all I can remember.
Wow, yeah,
throwing knuckle dusters. And it was all over from then. But memories of the old ABL, and
we don't want to see that. We don't condone that.
No, but where we've come from. I mean, that's a part of the history of where we're at, and as you can see where we're at now. 10 years later, and it's what Major League Baseball is doing for us. And as you see, we got our first base hit of the night. Well, it seems like our first base hitter tonight. I'm not quite sure.
Angus Roger hitting a base hit down the left field line. Been really hot for his contact sturt of late. Starting to hit the ball well in Melbourne. It's good to see Angus Roger start off the inning with the Adelaide base hit.
But I mean, getting back to the baseball and what we're doing here is it's come a long way, and we've done a really strong effort from the Major League Baseball side, the ABL, to get the best players out here, and so far, we got. From the Adelaide standpoint, we got hopefully our better club out here. We got the two Korean players out. We have another kid that just came in as well, Suarez, who's going to be a utility player to complement our Adelaide boys, and hopefully we become a little bit more competitive. And as you saw, just the last inning, it doesn't matter who you have out there if you don't play, good solid baseball, you don't field the ball. And a little pick by a Choi at first base, innings over.
Exactly.
So those small things that you have to at least block the ball so the score doesn't the run doesn't score. Small little things that we still have to tidy up from the Adelaide Bite standpoint. But I think we're gonna put together some better baseball games, and hopefully with a little bit of support from Kim as a right-handed pitcher from Korea. From the Seattle Mariners organization, he'll probably tidy up our starting rotation. As far as I know, he'll probably only throw 2 or 3 innings his first outing, and then he'll slowly build up. As we all know, that's the way it happens when you come out of instruction league and you have a week off, and he should be a nice part of our starting rotation.
Yeah, look, going on to that, PK, obviously it's very difficult for these guys to come over. They're a little bit segmented, and they don't know where they're coming from, and they don't know the structure of the league. So to get together, it's going to take a while for them to come. It's not like they have a month preparation to come over here to get to know the guys that they're playing with. So they're going to take a while, and they're trying to prove themselves. They're here to help the team first and foremost. We all know that. As that ball is drilled out to centre field, it was a hit and run. He's beat him out there. Great play there by Brisbane Bandits. Unfortunately, just a real tough
Hit
tough
and run.
play, hit and run, put the ball in the air a little bit, hit it hard, and next minute Brisbane Bandits come up with a double play.
Yeah, in that situation right there, Watson, more than anybody, just keep on running. At the end of the day, if he makes a catch, you're going to be out. You're going to be doubled up anyway. So if he drops it and it falls in, you're on third base. So that's kind of a gamble that you take. And Tony Harris is trying to make things happen and get guys on base and get things moving. And unfortunately, something like that happens, and it's one of those plays that it's a do or die, and in that situation, it worked out for us. But I like the aggressiveness of that play.
Oh, absolutely. Tony's trying to make something happen right now, and it wasn't like Jeremy took a bad swing. He hit the ball hard out to centre field, and he just tracked it down, and it was the right area of the field for him to come up throwing and get that double play.
Yeah.
But as we were talking about just before, you've got these guys coming over and they're trying to not only help themselves out to get to a better level next year in the pro ranks, but also help these guys out like the Cape Reds and the Creswells and the guys that are just this is what their year's all about, and this is their style. So it is for the first 2 or 3 weeks, it's just about getting together and getting a bit of camaraderie and gelling together there. So you have a look at the lineup that the Adelaide Bite have got. They're going to be strong. They're going to be strong. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. Yeah. And hopefully they don't lose too many along the way early. That's going to bring them down mentally. As we all know, baseball's a mental game, and we're a funny creature. The baseballs, we do build our game on confidence, and that's how it works. So we're going to take a little break here, and when we come back, we're coming to the top of the fourth inning. Thanks very much.
Merchandise and membership. You can get it tonight at the merchandise stand and every night here at Norwood. Fantastic new additions include the playing cards. They are absolutely.
Anyway, welcome back, everyone. I'm just wondering, PK, can you explain to people what your new role is? You've obviously moved away from the Bite in some shape to take on a more role as liaison between all of the franchises and the major league clubs. What exactly for the
Well, Spurlow, I really haven't left the Bite at all. I'm still in the office every day doing helping out Nathan, who's a general manager, and of course Mike Murray, who's the assistant general manager. But I've put on another hat to help secure more imports and be able to go over there during spring training, meet the farm directors, tell them what we got going over here. Just being that conduit between Ben Foster, Peter Vermouth, and the league, and somebody who can put a face to or name to a face, and say, hey, that this league has something going for itself, and tell them what it's all about. But then on the back end of that, after we get the players, I report back to all those clubs and tell them how they're going. So just not that they're sending players over here paying $10,000 or whatever the case may be, whatever it costs for a affiliated player to come over here from America, but make sure that the clubs know exactly what's happening with those players when they come over here, how they're doing. Injury occurs, we got it down, and just reporting on, give them a return on investment. Basically, that's my job. So.
And in your small time and doing it, obviously not. You've pulled all the players here, perhaps, in this competition, but how do you think it's all gone, and how do you think the major league clubs have enjoyed having someone of your stature to liaise with and made a difference? Or
I think so. That ball's pulled well foul, good swing onto Wood Street, which we'll get a complaint from the council on that one, but it's something that Number one, it's not easy. It's not easy going and talking to 30 major league clubs and saying, "Hey, you gotta spend X amount of dollars." And there's a good pitch from Ruzic to strike out that
Carlos Alonso
had pulled the ball foul, and that usually happens when you got a nice. You just kind of want to put the ball in play after that. It's kind of one of the baseball rules. You get a long foul ball and strike two, and you always punch out. But I think myself and Ben Foster, we went over to spring training. We went to every major league ball club in 14 days, and we sat and gave them our spiel about what we do, what we can offer them. The difference between this league and any other league, winter ball league in the world, is that they're guaranteed innings pitched and they're guaranteed at bats, which is a lot different than any other winter ball league in the world. If you go down to Latin America and play in Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Mexico, you don't get off to a good start, you get sent home. You get sent home if you're not helping the club right away. Here, you're guaranteed to get 150 at-bats, 50 innings pitched if you want, and it's not developed. It's a developmental league without being a developmental league. If that makes any sense.
Makes it sound like a bit of a chumpy competition, a development league, but it's far better than that.
It is that, but you're guaranteed playing time. I mean, it might be at the expense of, in the long term, might be at the expense of an Australian player who might be a club ball sort of guy. But at the end of the day, we need those guys to step up and get better. And once we make a ball club, that strong, where we're actually contemplating about bringing a player over or keeping an Australian, we got a very good league.
Instead of being desperate to get as many as we can get our hands on. Yeah. I mean, we certainly play tough over here, and I think everyone that ventures to our shores would agree with that. Probably just those little finer touches that we've just got to continue to get better at, and just overall produce a bit better depth. And
well, at the end of the day, we all know that we got 6 franchises here in this league, and some are stronger than the others. From the domestic side of things, I knew Perth as much as we love Perth in our league, and we know how strong they are. But if you look 10 years ago, how strong their youth under 16s, under 18 teams were. We knew how strong they were. Every year they were winning. Yeah. The under 16s, the under 18s.
Now big kids as well. They
big kids, the Canellis, the Hughes, and the Wises, and we knew that we had something going there. Every year they were in the top. If they weren't in the top 2 or 3 playing in the championships.
Line driven into centre right by Andrew Campbell.
That was a nice swing.
Yeah, beautiful swing.
I think he's a Cleveland Indians farmhand. After Ruzic had good 2 strikeouts there, so two out base hit. But so we knew as strong as your local club or your local state is, and if you add the import players to that, you got a very good chance of winning the championship or being into the playoffs. And what we do have here in Adelaide is a lot of young kids who are developing, and I see in 2 or 3 years, with the complement of the minor leaguers from America that come over, we're going to have a very competitive team. Right now we have a good mix of older players. They're veteran guys, Creswell and Cakebread up the middle. Then you got Stephen Welsh, who's, at one day I think we'll play in the major leagues, and a sprinkling of guys who played a little bit of professional baseball, but we don't have that solid, that solid rock like a Sydney, like of course a Perth, Melbourne has that homegrown talent, but it comes and goes. Eventually Perth's going to go through those guys, and they're going to have a weakness at some point of their local players, and hopefully that's what our young players come through. So it's like a minor league system. You're only as good as your minor league system, and that's what we have to develop. And I know Wally Marks and the Sassy program's working very hard, and Tony as well, and all the boys there trying to get them up to scratch. And I think we have a very bright future, South Australia, in the next 2 or 3 years. Once these young guys come up, get some playing time, and we get a lot of good young arms, and that's the main thing, as you can see. Pitching and defense, and that's the main thing. So. The future looks good for South Australian baseball.
Ball is just pulled foul by Schoenberger. Just the old SA or the Adelaide Bites, little issues been with just an inning here or there, and once again the third produces 4 runs for the Bandits, and now the chase is on to bite back. But some little bits and pieces with the bite, but
Well,
early days.
But we're also coming off a good weekend of the All-Star game that we had. We had a pretty successful last weekend. The ball club came together and we played the South Australian All-Stars out of the local competition and put together a 12-0 beating.
No, it's good.
And it's a confidence builder. You get any little thing that you can grab, you got to take.
Yeah.
And so far tonight, one little play turns into 4 runs, and it's a difference of a ball game. So that's what you have to really concentrate. And Tony, I'm sure, is killing him right now. Where a play where Choi, the first baseman for the Seattle Mariners organization that I signed 2 years ago, should have blocked that ball. Made sure that ball didn't go past him, and I'm sure that he wanted to make the pick and get the out, but at the end of the day, you got to block that ball.
And that one was a solo strikeout. You see it striking out on your power ball?
Absolutely, as Schoenberger strikes out, and that completes the top of the 4th. The Bandits still have it for the zip. We'll have a short break, get PK a rest for a moment. We'll be back in a moment.
One of the 4th innings, Thursday night baseball here at the Norwood Oval. The Adelaide Bandits trailing 3-0. Leading off your bite, number 23, centre Nathan Melendrez.
So welcome back, everyone. Nathan Melendrez leads off the bottom of the 4th here for the bite. Justin Stats still doing his job on the mound for the Bandits.
He's a good arm. He's been pretty dominant so far as Melendrez bloops the ball in there for a single. That's a start. But one good thing that we had from a team building standpoint was last night we had for the American players, all the important players, we had Thanksgiving dinner at my house. And a bit of a bonding situation. We had all the American guys. Yeah, we had all the American boys out. We had the Korean guys out there and at my house. We had a bit of a playing some tennis out the backyard, as you know my backyard. And it was funny. They were playing tennis. They were playing cricket with cricket bats. I mean, we had like 6 guys on each side. One with a tennis racket, one with a cricket bat, one with a baseball bat, and they're hitting balls back and forth.
It wasn't overly conventional stuff.
So it was a very unique game of tennis. And I just said, boys, just don't hurt each other or hurt yourself. And we had a nice bonding session, and I think the boys really liked it. And at the end of the day, we all had a good time, and the bonding process begins. And as you see, Mr. Choi up at the bat, the Korean Seattle Mariners sign. I signed him 2 years ago out of Korea. Signed him to a pretty hefty signing bonus, and he's got a really good bat. He's got a really good swing. He started out as a catcher. He won the MVP his first year in the minor leagues of the the Arizona League, the rookie league, and last year had a back injury. They couldn't figure out what was wrong. He ended up having back surgery, and that's why he's here. He only played like a month of the end of the season. He did well, but he could just flat out hit. There's no question about his bat. He keeps the bat through the zone a very long time, and he hit all fields. And now, because of his back injury and his legs, they put him at first base, and now he's just basically a bat that can handle first base. Pretty good athlete.
And once again, probably is an example of what you were saying about him before with that ball in the dirt, which is for a professional first baseman to make a decision on. When you haven't played the sack much, you've still got to learn and understand what your responsibilities are, and it wasn't really a criticism of G-Man. As he said, he probably should have got down and blocked and held the run and shown his team that he's not going to give anything away and nothing gets by him, but all part of the experience, hey? As
no doubt.
Gets Melendrez and
that's a balk. And of course that's a balk because you got to step off the rubber to throw. You can't spin. And he tried to get a bit tricky there, and the first base umpire caught it, and he advances to second base on the balk. So we got an RBI situation for Ji-Man Choi. And this is where he really excelled, with runners in scoring position, and we expect big things from him this season.
Well, he showed the other night that his great asset is he's an all-fields hitter. If you're an all-fields hitter, you're a very hard man to defend against, and there's no movement in the field to think he might go this way or that way. He's got him under a bit of pressure, so he's got to do a job, and he again gets a pitch outside that he won't let by him.
but you're right there, Andrew, is that a guy who can hit the ball to the all field. As Watson rejoined us, and Craig knows if you know you only got to go one way, he's a dead pull hitter, there's no problem. If you got to cover both sides of your body, that becomes a problem. And the way this man hits, and some of the best hitters in the game, you just don't know where to go to hit it. That's a lot harder to defend.
Absolutely. And Stats delivers again, and he pops that ball to left field. Where Andrew Campbell takes the catch and makes the out. It's the first out of the bite. I know you would have liked to have pushed him to third base at the very least, PK.
Well, absolutely. There's a situation there where if you're going to make it out, make sure you pull the ball on the right side of the infield so that he advances the runner to third base. And then Stephen Welsh has many of different ways to get him in. Other than a base hit now, a ground ball will score him because they definitely play back. But at the end of the day, that's this is a learning process for Ji-Man Choi, and he'll go back and think about it, and that's the main thing, and that's why we're here. That's why they're not in the big leagues yet.
Yeah, still only a boy, 21. I think I saw.
21 years old, huh?
Yeah, so he's only a young fella in baseball terms. So what a fantastic experience.
But also a good pitch by Stats. He knows the situation. He's pitching him away. And sometimes you got to tip your cap with 2 strikes. You got to put the ball in play. When you're not in a hitting situation, the pitcher dictates what you have to do. So tip your cap sometimes to the pitcher, and he kept on feeding him fastballs away, up and away. And what can you do with that? All you can do is hit the ball the other way, and that's what he did. So good job of pitching. And we're glad Stephen Welsh is back, no doubt. Steph took a few months off last year. He came back about a month early this year and had a tremendous year with his transition to Pittsburgh Pirates. From the Mets, Tony Harris, of course, is influential in all that, and drives the ball, gets ahead of it, and whacks it into the jacaranda trees out there in the back. But Stephen Welsh is, one of our shining lights in South Australian baseball. I can see if Steph put together a couple more good years in the minor leagues, and I can see him getting a shot, playing in the major leagues, and that'd be fantastic for us. And what a great kid! You can't get much of a better, solid individual than Stephen Welsh, and what he's done for this organization from the bite, even back in the Clarkson Shield when he was a young kid, and what he's doing now professionally.
Absolutely, he's a fantastic guy, and teams are made up of all different things, and it's not always the best 9 in a baseball team. It's about your extras, but Welshie, just with regards to bond people together, such a lovely nature as a kid. I think he's got the right attitude to go a lot further in this game. He doesn't get down on himself too much. He keeps fighting as he strikes out looking, but that was another quality pitch by Stats.
A great pitch inside, a fastball that just locked him up, and might have got a little bit off the plate, but too close to take, and umpire setting up on that side of the plate, and saw it pretty good, and now we need a 2-out base hit to score a run and break the ice and get the boys rolling.
So Ethan Paquette comes to the plate for the bite. DHing tonight. Had a couple of good swings at his first at-bat. Doesn't miss anything on that swing either.
You know, there's nothing wrong with swinging and missing. And that's one thing that we all did. You know, Watsy sitting here next to me, and you want to go up thinking about hitting. You know, and that's the aggressive approach you want as a hitter. You don't want to sit there and take pitches and wonder. You know, go up there, and then there's a bit of a check swing, but you want an aggressive hitter. It's easy to turn an aggressive hitter into more of a, but it's hard to take a guy who takes all these balls and make him swing the bat. So you want to go out there who wants to get the base hit, wants to drive that run in, and then pull him back after he's swinging at maybe too much.
Yeah.
And
it loosens your shoulders. It keeps you interested. As you said, if you're sitting and a bit stiff and just taking, you're not much of a chance of it.
But also, a pitcher knows. He sees a guy out there swinging the bat. He just can't lay one in there, and then he starts to think about it a little bit.
And he's again hit a long, hard ball into centre left field, but Harker rounds it up like a good outfielder and takes the catch to finish the bite off in the fourth. No addition to the score. Brisbane Bandits 4, Adelaide Bite 0. We'll have a short break. See you in a moment.
Top of the lineup for the Brisbane Bandits. Number 20, centre fielder, Hirotoshi Onaka.
Yeah, this is not a bad top of the order. Onaka, he's a Texas Ranger farmhand that when I was over there talking to the 30 major league clubs, Texas said they had a young Japanese player that they gave a significant amount of money to, and wanted to come out and experience the ABL, and so far so good. He's been pretty good around the ball club as he slaps a single to left field. Good leadoff hitter as he does. And we got after that leadoff single by Haka. We got a few good answers on to the question that we said about the best player in the ABL, and a few names came out. John Jaha was an interesting name. Paul Gonzalez was another good name that came out.
I'm not giving it to Gonzo though.
Not too many Pat Kellys came out, so I'm a bit. I hit $160. I made a lot of errors on the old Norwood Oval when they had the. But I think we got a winner. So Andrew, go ahead and.
We're very happy to announce that Mark and Susie Clott have nominated Dave Nielsen. And it was probably pretty easy to pick the great man. So Mark and Susie, could you email us back, please, with your details so we can get those batting gloves off to you?
With a size.
Well done. Size, one size fits all, Craig. So unfortunately, Mark and Susie, if they don't fit, you can pass them on to a youngster or someone at your club. Or
congratulations, and a very well recipient. Definitely after good sacrifice bunt, advancing the runner to second base, and that's good solid baseball, a good push bunt. And now again they have a runner in scoring position to add on to their lead. You always want to get that magical 5 runs because you can load it up, or the bike can load it up with one swing of the bat, you can tie it up, but 5 runs, 5-run lead, it makes it a bit difficult. But it's a beautiful night here at Norwood, and unfortunately, so far for the bite, it hasn't been that good on the scoreboard. But
we're only halfway.
Yeah, we're halfway there, and that's the thing. You get later on into the starting role, the starting pitchers, pitch count. And he's doing a great job right now, but they got to start something. Stats has been proven to be a pretty good starter so far in the first 3-4 weeks of the league.
So PK's got further duties here at the lovely Norwood Oval to go and perhaps relax for a while.
I have to go schmooze.
Schmooze.
As we say. So
well, you go and schmooze. It's been a pleasure to have you.
Pitch ball.
And I hope we'll hear from PK again at some stage during this great season.
Well, thank you very much, Andrew, and we'll leave you in the capable hands of Craig Watts. And thanks for having me. I got to go chase my son around. He's running around here, and I go down into the corporate boxes and shake hands to the people who are paying us the money. And again, you guys do a great service. And again, thank you very much. And thank you to all the listeners, and we'll see you again.
Good on you, PK.
Okay,
Thank you, mate.
Take care.
Check that Cody Clark, the catcher, is in there.
So now back to us mere mortals.
Absolutely. Well, it's great to see PK come up here, and just the information that PK has on and off the field is extraordinary, and his expertise to help this league out, and he's certainly been one of the main guys to get this league going, apart from the head office there. But he's been doing a great job. Oh! Wow. Great throw there by Chris Adamson, which I look like it came in time. We're just going to see a replay. Well, we're going to see a replay in 2 seconds here, so we'll see how that kind of looked from here. But it was a great play. He took off as Dushan started there. Just watching the replay here. Throw made it in time, may have slid just underneath the tag there. So Brisbane Bandits have runners at second and third with 1 out. As he drives the ball in the outfield, it's going to get beyond him. It's actually going a bit further than what we thought. Off the fence, Brisbane Bandits score 2 on a double. To Roberts. No, that was Cody Clark, actually.
I'm sorry.
Cody Clark. Roberts. So a good piece of hitting there by Cody Clark. Great piece of hitting at the ball, the right centre, where the money is made, money alley. Yeah, so PK, he's been great for Australian baseball, and he's living here full time now, and just have his knowledge around. He's made himself a bit of an Adelaide icon over the last few years, and really building baseball and building the brand of baseball in Adelaide and South Australia, and it's a credit to him, and we thank him for coming up and spending some time with us. So Brisbane take a 6-0 lead here in the bottom of the
Sutherland
5th.
Pops one up to G-Man Choi, who gets under it and makes the play for 2 out.
Had some great emails tonight, and thanks for listening. Really appreciate it. Well, I made mention earlier about other businesses trying to get a bit of a plug, and I apologise. John Gray sent us an email before, and he wanted us to plug Hewitt Sports Network, which is basically the writing for the ABL. So I apologise for that, mate. I thought that was a business. But I know you guys do it for the love as well, so thanks for listening and really appreciate it. And I didn't mean anything by that one. I just thought you were trying to get a little plug in for your business there. But now you've let me know that HewittSports.com is a writer for baseball and ABL and looking after the Adelaide Bite. As we see Stephen Welsh take a great catch out there. Jeremy Creswell trying to come out underneath him. He couldn't stop in time and taking his legs out for the third out, but not before the Brisbane Bandits scored 2 off Dushan Ruzic and the Adelaide Bite to lead at the end of the 5th inning 6-0.
Short break, folks. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back in a minute.
Adelaide Bite craziest fan. So does anyone here in the grandstands have a Farmers Union product for them?
So kids, if you'd like to be involved in the mascot race, make your way over to the light pole.
Here at the bottom of the 5th inning here at Norwood Oval. Just a perfect night, not a breath of air, just absolutely picture perfect playing conditions. And at the moment, after a little bit of a slow start, Stats is killing them, doing a great job for the Bandits.
Yeah, he has. He's really started to find his form. He started off a little bit shaky there, but starting to find the form, and him and his catcher are working really well together. As we see him throw one just a little bit high to Howard. Adelaide Bite looking to get something going here at the bottom of the 5th. As we see Howard draw a walk to get the first runner on for the Adelaide Bite with none out. We see Ethan with Chris Adamson coming up to bat. Chris probably been our most consistent hitter for the year this year, which is great to see. Had a bit of a interrupted year last year coming over and starting up a bit of a new life here in Adelaide from New South Wales. But his first series against Perth was outstanding, getting himself a few RBIs and helping Adelaide out to not get those goose eggs.
Yeah, he's been flipping with Dylan Child behind the dish, and they've both been doing a good job. So Dylan's only a youngster and on that curve that PK talked about, and Chris is a little bit different to that, a little bit more experienced and accomplished, but he's had a really good start playing for the Goodwood Indians here in local league as he line drives the ball to right field, but
Roberts.
Routiner for Josh Roberts.
It's a really good piece of hitting there once again by Chris, staying on the ball on the outside part of the plate and driving it. That's what he's been doing all year. He's not a massive power guy, but certainly stays in there and provides some good at-bats for the Adelaide Bite, and that's all they can ask for now. When the guys are platooning, he's not going to see too much DH action now that we've got Paquette and Choi's back and all those guys. So, he's not going to get as many at-bats as what he was going to get, what he got in the first. As you see, Angus Roger get his second base hit for the night. He's hot. He got 6 hits on the weekend for his club team. Sturt hit the ball really hard. It's great to see him back playing for the Adelaide Bite. And, probably one of the better 9-hitters you'll see in the league.
Absolutely. I mean, you talk about stories that, Angus is a signed very young as a 16, 17-year-old boy, and probably, and he said himself he probably wasn't really ready for it, and the upheaval of going overseas and being on your own and etc. Not that he, it broke his heart, but it was just hard work. And the last year or two, he's just grown physically and probably more importantly mentally, and he just looks really ready. He's ready to take this competition on.
One of the problems with Australian baseball is that we have a very strong. Our junior program's fantastic, and it's not like the American program where they're at high school and stuff like that. Australians have always been big. We're a big race. We always look above our age. So, when Angus was 16 years old, he looked like he was 19, 20. There's a lot of guys that are like that. So when they go to sign, they do forget that they're only 16, 17. So when they go over there, they're not 300 k's away from their hometown. They're not 1,000 k's away from their hometown, or a bus trip or a small plane flight. They're 4,000 or 5,000 k's away from where they're going to be, and the insecurities and just the little things. And Angus found it pretty difficult over there, and probably got released a little bit early, as we see Jeremy Creswell just strike out there on a ball on the outside part of the plate. But Angus, after getting released 2 years ago, instead of just packing up and saying, I don't want anything to do with this great game, he came up to me and Tony Harris and wanted to talk about what his next step was, and he got an opportunity to go play college ball over in the States. And because he didn't play professional games, he was able to go over and play college, and he went and played in a pretty good division over there and did pretty well. And but as I said, all he did was go over there, got his study in, got his baseball in, and I tell you what,
Cake bread sort of looked like he hit one hard, but it was actually a couple inches down from his hands.
I think he might have been just gone to second base. I think he might have just gone to the kitchen to get a can of Coke and got caught up in there. But it was disappointing we couldn't score any runs there with one out, runners on first and second.
And just as we go for a short break, I'd like to have a bit of a shout out to Wendy Erasmus. It's a bit of a payback from the bike girls. So Wendy, I know you're sitting at home there in Brisbane and waiting for your son Justin to have a bit of a pick at some stage. Hoping that we can bring that live action to you. So nice to hear from you, Wendy, and that's from all the bike girls. We'll have a short break.
Look at the girls, green t-shirt, one out in front, looks like nothing.
Welcome back, everyone. As you may have gathered by my previous comments about this, I'm a very strong supporter of local manufacturing, especially in a state like South Australia. We're absolutely desperate for it. One of our great supporters here, Duct Air Conditioning, is exactly that. SA manufacturer, carbon neutral company, and they've got a great offer for you at the moment in these hot times. I'm sure there's people in the market for some air conditioning. I am urging you to think of some ducted air conditioning. Go to any duct air conditioning outlet, mention Mutz or the 10th inning, and you will get a free upgrade to their university tested, fully labelled Energy Smart system when you purchase any ducted air conditioner. So go and see the boys, mention Mutz, mention the 10th inning, and purchase a duct air conditioner. So Rinku Singh comes to the mound for the bite, replacing Dushan Ruzic, who worked through 5 digs of okay sort of stuff. So CJ Beattie, obviously a switch hitter, swinging from the right side now against the left-handed Singh. As he pops one up, Roger at right field takes the catch. Rinku's another one of those guys where the world of expectation, winning a hot arm competition and joining a major league organisation, but really still just a young man in baseball terms, and having applied the trade of pitching, which is a long and arduous journey.
Oh, look, I take my hat off to Rinku. He's really battled. He's become an absolute professional of the game. Even if he doesn't make it any further to where he's at right now in the professional ranks, you can seriously take your hat off to this guy on what he's been able to achieve. If you can imagine, only 4 years ago, the guy had never picked up a baseball, never probably seen a baseball game, was playing cricket, and got the opportunity to go over there. So he didn't even just have to learn how to pitch. He had to learn how to learn about the game, learn about the culture, learn about all the different things, and then be separated from being in India, coming over to America and travelling. So, hats off to him, wanting to train and play as much as he can. He's still learning his craft. He's way away from learning his craft, but what he's got is a fastball at 93, 94 mile an hour from the left side that's scary. So they're going to show some patience with him for sure.
Sure. Just one of the, again, the multicultural aspects of the Australian Baseball League, which has players from all parts of the world. It's really fantastic, actually, to see them come here. We're a long way away from everyone, which is one of the general issues of players travelling here because of not only how far away, but the ability of their scouts and mentors to keep an eye on them and make sure they're okay. That can't just jump in a plane and fly to lovely Australia. We actually like that little bit isolated, Craig, I think.
No doubt. That's what we like doing. We want people to come over and see us, but it is a long way from everywhere else. We do seem to hold our own, though, in sports that, even aren't our first or second choice, and baseball's been one of those things that we've been able to do by winning a silver medal in the Olympics in 2004 and in Greece, and winning a gold medal in the World Cup, the World Intercontinental Cup back in 99. So we've been able to accomplish some good things and be competitive in this great game of ours.
Yeah, it's one thing for sure that male or female, that anyone that competes against an Australian, I think, knows that they've had a competition, and we'd like to think that we also have a nice element of fairness about us too, but we're hungry animals when we cross the line, and we just love to compete. So it's superb from a country of just around 20 million people.
Absolutely. Keep sending your emails in, any questions or any comments that you guys want to make. We'll give you a shout out if we can. Getting a few still coming through now.
They go for a very unusual double play. Try to explain that one to us, Craig.
Look, I can see what Josh was trying to do there. He got him running back and was hoping for exactly that same play there. I think his momentum was coming towards the plate as he kind of picked it up. As I see the replay now, hopefully it confirms everything he was saying. He's come through here, he's gone to chase him. He thought, well, I'm going to get him running back there, at least to get that first out. The play was pretty good. Maybe it wasn't the right choice. Should have maybe ran him back to the base, and knowing that the other guy couldn't go anywhere. So probably just a little bit of a brain fade there by Josh, knowing that he couldn't keep the runner off second base. And then you see Brisbane with 2 out and a runner at second base. Not only have we got emails to be interactive with, if you want to jump on our Facebook page, which we started last week, the 10th innings. Get on there and like us, and we'll put updates on during the week. Also be interactive with that there, sending us messages, and we'll get back to you with any comments or when our live stream's going to be. Also, probably a good time to just talk about the little show that you're going to be doing on once a month.
Yeah, we're proposing to put together a little program. We're not exactly sure how long it's going to last, but we're hoping it might be something like a half-hour show where we're just going to basically look at the Bites history over that previous month and look at their series, do a bit of promotional stuff, go into the inner sanctum of the Bite and get some player interviews. Use the media team that the Bite have got, who are a fantastic young bunch of people that are going to do a bit of street talk for us, go into the Rundle Mall and things like that, and as well as offer to the local clubs to have a representative come in and talk about their club and how they're going and what their social scene and anything that they really want to promote and anything else that we can think of. So, hopefully it should be a bit of entertainment, and just stay tuned, and as Craig said, through Facebook and through our other sort of media outlets, we'll hopefully let everyone know.
Just got an email from South Carolina from Mike Fuso. I would suspect that he is the father of Zach Fuso, our starting pitcher.
Correct,
so thanks for your email. Glad that you're enjoying the broadcast and keep sending them in. I hope everything's all right over there. It's pretty early over there. You must have got up nice and early, Mike.
Yes.
So thanks for getting up and listening to the broadcast, and I hope everything's doing well over there in South Carolina.
You're going to test my memory, but Katie, who's Zach's older sister and who shares the same birthday as my good self, had a group of people there last week watching Zach pitch in the All-Star game on Friday night, and sent us a few emails, and we had some great interaction. Always fantastic.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. So whilst could be just before we continue to just wobble on, we'll have a short break so we save some good stuff for you. We'll be back in a sec.
We'd like to take this opportunity to thank our valued national
Welcome back here to Norwood Oval. Beautiful night here in Adelaide. Sitting around about 24, 25 degrees. Not a breath of air. Great night for baseball, really is. As we see Nathan Melendrez step up to the plate in the 6th innings here for the Adelaide Bite. Hoping to get something started with a 6-0 deficit towards them. So we see Cat start off with a strike. Couple of armchair coaches at home sending us in emails. We've had a prediction from Monty that with a 6-run lead, he expects Jason Kilby to be into the game very, very shortly for the Brisbane Bandits. Just having a look at Kilby hasn't pitched for the Brisbane Bandits, so it must be his debut. So I'll be interested to see if Monty, you are right, and Jason Kilby comes in to pitch the Brisbane Bandits. There is a bit of activity there into the bullpen over there on the right hand side, and I don't know if that's just Jason Kilby, but we'll have a look in a second. as Melendrez drew a hit by a pitch ball, sees him at first base with none out, and Choi up to bat for the Adelaide Bite, hoping to get something started. Takes that ball inside, brings the count to 1-1. Keep sending those emails in. We'll give you guys a mention from wherever you are. We've had emails from South Carolina, from all over the world, so keep sending those emails in. We'll try and get you some responses and give you a bit of a personal plug. You may be even want to know how some players are doing in the local leagues over in Adelaide. Hopefully we can help you out with that as well. So if you've got any guys that are playing in the local league here for either East Torrens or Sturt or Woodville, want to know how the boys are going, let us know. We'll try and help you out as much as we can, even though we try and focus on the Adelaide Bite and their visiting teams. We certainly don't mind looking at the local leagues as well. As Choi takes ball 4 on the outside part of the plate. Adelaide Bite are looking to get something going here with runners at first and second, none out, and Stephen Welsh up to the plate. As you know, Stephen Welsh started off the season a little bit later than most, but certainly is one of Australia's most accomplished hitters, playing in America at the moment in AA. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes here against Cat with that activity still going in the Brisbane bullpen. I'll try and get you a name for the pen in a second. If my information serves me correctly, it's number 15, Steve Chambers, right-handed pitcher from Australia, warming up there in the pen for the Brisbane Bandits. As Stephen Welsh takes ball 2 inside.
And Mike, if you're listening there in South Carolina, Zach's due to start tomorrow night. So just so you can schedule your weekend around it, your son will be taking them out for the Bite tomorrow night. You know, in our first broadcast, against the Perth Heat, we had 17 countries tuning into us from around the world.
I was just saying, we've got plenty of people sending us emails and watching from all around the world, so I'm glad my information wasn't wrong. That's fantastic. It certainly is growing, people listening to us, and we'll try and give you as much information as what we can via Facebook or via any other form. But Stephen Welsh draws a walk, and I think this will see a little bit of the mound.
There is no one else in the 6 innings.
Saying that, we're also here to not, just purely produce a very sterile telecast for you. We like to add a bit of flavour and introduce some different people, and like PK, and we've also supporters of youth. So we've got a young gentleman joining us tomorrow night who's on a little bit of a not sure path, so we sort of provide some opportunities here at the 10th inning, and we've got Mark Haylock doing the early game Saturday, and myself and Ben Dixon doing Saturday night's game. So we're really appreciative of all the people that help us.
Okay, folks, here we go. Let's get right behind our Adelaide Bite. It is the 6th inning, the base of the level.
Stays out.
No one else. No outs and wins.
Really good opportunity here for Adelaide Bite.
Designated winner, Ethan Plaquette.
There is absolutely no use trying to talk over Mike Higgs there when he's kind of talking, but Adelaide Bite here have got a really good opportunity. None out. Runners are juiced. Hoping to see something here from Ethan, at least get us on the board. The last thing that the Brisbane Bandits would want to see right now is Stats actually walk a runner in. It's the last thing that they'd want to see. So as Paquette absolutely comes out of his shoes there. Good to see. He's got nothing to lose right now. Talking about being aggressive. Great time to hit. 2-0 count. These guys, power hitters, guys that hit full power. That's what they got to do. They got to choose their pitch and go for it. 6 runs down, they're not going to score any runs by looking at it. As he chases one high, probably could have taken off a little bit there, but brings the count to 2-2. Runners juiced.
These are those moments that are quite decisive in the season. At 1-5, this guy leans on a pitch and puts it into play like that.
As he does, hits a ball out to the right field. He's going to score a run. Bobbles it. That was a really tough one for the runners there. The ball was in the air for a little while. And Troy had to hold up at second base. And certainly couldn't get around. As Roberts bubbled the ball, still couldn't get around there. So we've got runners at first, second and third. Bases juiced. With Howard up to the plate. We see Kevin Jordan, the manager for the Brisbane Bandits, come out and take the ball from Katz. Say, good job, champ. We're going to take it from here and introduce another pitcher. So, on comes Chambers, been warming up. So, Tom, I don't know if you got in there quick enough, mate, but I think that we all knew that Chambers was up there. So, thanks, Tom West from Brisbane.
The new pitcher for the Brisbane Bandits is number 15, Steve Chambers. Chambers pitching for the Bandits.
Brisbane are going to be careful here, Spurlo. You know, they've just set up a pretty good lead for themselves, 6-0 going into the 6th inning. So they've got to be careful. They've got to try and stop any bleeding that can kind of come from this. So they've got to get a couple more guys up in the pan, which they're starting to do now. A few guys doing a few stretches. They're just going to give Steve a bit of an opportunity there to put out a bit of a fire. Short right-handed pitcher right over the top. Just give you a bit of a stat on Chambers. Steve Chambers has been in one game, pitched himself 2.2 innings, got an ERA of 6.7, given up 5 hits while striking out 2. So seems like a bit of a young'un into the fray here for Brisbane. Good to see some young guys getting out there and giving it a crack.
There's an opportunity lost there with Choi just not really reading that one too well off the bat and getting hung up at second base, and the base hit to right field and the Bogle should have scored standing up but hardly got to third base. So the Bite missed an opportunity to snag an extra run there, and there were all the little things that add up. Better team, run the bases well, defend strongly, do whatever they've got to do in the batter's box at the right time to push people around or score some runs. So Justin Howard comes to the plate for the Bite, loaded bases. None out. So a grand opportunity here for the Bite. They've been threatening in these sorts of situations, but have been striking out and not putting bat on ball. And you know what? You put the ball into the field of play and anything can happen. So let's hope they can support each other here and put some back-to-back hitting together. See if they can whittle away at this 5-run lead that the Bandits currently have. As that pitch drifts outside, but called strike. That played umpire Halligan of the Blake variety. There's a breaking pitch that Chambers can't quite get over the plate. So with Adamson to come, who's been line driving the ball, and Roger is 2 for 3. This is a massive, massive opportunity for the Adelaide Bite.
3 balls, 1 strike.
You see another great hitting count here, Spurlo. 3 and 1, loaded bases. He's got to come something nice and straight for you. He's going to be coming out of his shoes right here. There's nothing to lose. He's put one out in the right field. Hopefully this is deep enough to score. Going to see Choi. No, he's going to pull up.
Good call.
And a good call too.
Roberts fires that ball into cut-off goof.
One of the issues that you're going to find as a power hitter, or a guy that actually tries to
The
ball hard, you know that pitch was coming, so he's loaded up for that pitch. Looking back at the replay there, he loaded up for the pitch and just got out in front. Chambers doesn't look like he throws the ball overly hard, probably mid-80s. Certainly not throwing as hard as what Stats was, so just got out in front of a little bit off the end of the bat and didn't drive it. So a lost opportunity there for the Adelaide Bite. 3-1, none out. Bases are juiced, and hit a shallow fly ball out to right field. Be disappointed.
Man, I was just watched the Major League, and when you see so many broken bats here, and you see so few in the majors, how well do they hit the ball? How well do they time the ball?
Yeah, they do, and that's why they're in the big leagues. I mean, don't for 1 second. The ball hit first base there. It's going to score a run for the Adelaide Bite. Brings the score to 6-2. So a decent piece of hitting there by Chris to score the run, bit disciplined. As we see two out, runners at first and third. See Angus Roger, who'd be the hottest hitter for the Adelaide Bite right now. So hopefully he gets up going. But to go back onto your comments, Merlo, they certainly do. They certainly do hit the ball a little bit more pure. That's why they're in the big leagues. They take better hacks, they're more disciplined, they don't chase the pitches outside the zone as much, which do cause the guys to break their bats. You'll find that a lot of the major league hitters, when they do break their bats, it's normally they're getting jammed. I was lucky enough to spend a bit of time with one of the all-time great power hitters in Reggie Jackson. And one of the comments that Reggie always said to me was, make sure, don't be afraid to get jammed. Power hitters are going to get jammed, and from that moment on, I always didn't bother me if I broke the bat or anything like that. If I got jammed, it's a different aspect if you get it off the end of the bat or you're chasing a bad pitch outside the zone, because that means you are chasing a pitch outside the zone or you're out in front. But if you're going to break a bat as a power hitter, you want to break it because you get jammed, because you're going to stand a bit closer to the plate. You want them to come at you. So if I can give that advice to any kids out there or any power hitters that are listening right now, or parents that want to pass that on, tell your kids, don't be afraid to get jammed. That's what you stand a bit closer to the plate. I've got to say, it worked for me for a lot of my career, and I'll never forget that moment that I was able to spend a couple of hours with Reggie in the batting cage.
Mr. October.
Mr. October. I've got to say, I was a little starstruck.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, I did have an hour one-on-one with him in Tampa, and it was probably one of the most enjoyable hours of batting that I've had in my career. Once again, Roger draws a walk and showing his capabilities and his maturity in watching four balls go over. So we see the bases loaded again for the Adelaide Bite. With two out, Jeremy Creswell.
Your shortstop, Jeremy Creswell.
Jeremy Creswell would like nothing more than to line drive a ball into centre right and pick himself up a couple of ribbies. As he goes right side, Goofy.
Great play there by David Sutherland.
Superb. Off his knees, the big lanky unit. He just throws one right on the money to the pitcher covering. Great piece of baseball by the Bandits. Thwart some danger. The Bite score a couple. The Bandits still have it 6-2. Have a short break. We'll be back in a moment. So welcome back, everyone. Now our, very lucky winners of these magnificent Franklin batting gloves, Mark and Susie Clott. It is Clott, isn't it?
Just remind folks, be back here tomorrow night.
Okay. Who selected Dave Mills as the unanimous winner of the best player to ever play in the Australian Baseball League from 91 on. We're still needing some details from you to get some batting gloves to you. So if you don't want them being interstate and thank us very much and want to pass them on to someone else, that would be lovely. But if you want them, can you please get through your address and I'll get them in the post to you.
Also, keep clicking on Facebook and getting on our Facebook page, 10th Innings. Had about 4 or 5 people like it in the last 15 minutes, so get back on there and we'll try and give you as much feedback as we can throughout the week.
So Rinku Singh continues for the bite after they post a couple in the bottom of the 6th.
Rinku's throwing the ball pretty hard tonight, Spurlo. It's great to see him coming out and showing a bit of confidence.
Yeah, he's got a very interesting style. He's a very loose-wristed fella, and I suppose as most perhaps power throwers are, to not have a locked wrist and have a nice loose wrist, but he really accentuates it.
That does come from his previous sport. He wasn't a cricketer in India. He was a javelin thrower. Tried out, and he was in the Olympic squad for India to go to the Olympics in, I think, London this year, and chose to get out of that as he strikes out Brad Dutton. And Brad struggles along there, struggles along, unfortunately for Brad, but he'll come along pretty strongly throughout the year. But yeah, Rinku was a javelin thrower in India, and that's where he kind of got that wrist action from. So it wasn't like throwing a ball or throwing something was uncommon to him. So he had that kind of action. But look, he looks great tonight. The last 2 pitches have been off speed. He's been able to keep those guys off balance, which is really important. So keep that going. Had a couple of emails in from some old favourites. I think a gentleman that's going to be joining you tomorrow night, Mark Haylock's.
Saturday lunchtime game or late afternoon game.
Oh, okay, so he's just coming out there just to show his face in the sun.
Oh, look,
basically, he wouldn't be out there in the sun. He'd have to wear a hat.
Yeah, he's got a party on that night. One of our great friends, Darryl Saw, his 40th birthday, and I'm sorry I won't be there. But yes, Angus will be cruising out there, but not before he helps the 10th inning out and commentates the game 3.
Another good pitch by Rinku, just keeping these batters off balance a little bit. They'll be jumping out, pulling out a little bit. So he's working his off speed just as good as what his fastball is tonight. So good to see Rinku coming back with some nice stuff.
And what did Angus from Anguston have to say?
I was basically saying how good of a pitcher our man on the camera's doing, Pete White. Fantastic job there. And I think he was saying that you're just doing a fantastic job yourself. As Rinku leaves one up, ball's driven hard into centre field by Cody Clark to collect his 3rd hit of the night. So Cody, after striking out the first at-bat of the evening, he's come up and got himself 3 knocks, a couple of RBI stakes, ribeye stakes. He's continued on. Lovely ribeyes. That'd be nice if we could get somebody with a steakhouse or someone like that could come on and sponsor us, wouldn't it?
Please.
Absolutely.
Please. Surely. Tell you what, a nice Thai restaurant too. I do like it.
Well, I'm not adverse to a steak.
Food.
I don't mind a steak. Big swing and a miss by Big Sutherland.
Got a walk, a strikeout, and a... What's that? What have I written
Pop
there?
fly 3.
Pop fly 3. Thank you, Craig. As he rips...
What you can see
that one into right field.
What you can see here, Spurlo, is that with Rinku coming from the left side and David being a left-handed pitcher, left-handed hitter, you're seeing that Dave's kind of stepping just down the outside part of the batter's box there. So, which means he's going to try and pull the ball, and if you can watch his last 2 swings, that's exactly what he's tried to do. So he needs to make an adjustment here with 2 strikes. As he does, just steps out a little bit, hits a lazy fly ball out to centre field. Sees Brisbane without troubling the scorers, 3 out.
Take this opportunity again for one of our great sponsors, and it is our cameraman here in Peter Wyatt, who owns a business called Page 6. He's a website manager as well as being a graphic designer. Pete is awesome. You can see by everything going on here as to what quality you would get. So again, if you're in the market for a website, and let me tell you, 5 years ago to get a website was like pulling teeth, and every change you wanted to make back through the website manager at exorbitant fees. But today you can nearly manage them yourself, and with Pete's tuition to you, you'll have a great website and you'll be able to manage it yourself. So it's a very reasonable cost. So get on board for the great Pete Wyatt at Page 6. Again, details on the website. What else you got for us, Craig?
Just had an email from Mike again, Mike Fuser. He's just letting us know that he isn't his father, it's his pop.
Oh, so sorry, Mike.
So it's great, and he'll be definitely tuning in tomorrow's game, getting up there at 3:30 a.m. to watch the 7 p.m. games. As he's saying, he's on holidays at the moment, so...
Geez, you didn't look that old to be his pop, Mike.
Oh, actually, no. Well, a pop in the States actually is father. I just realised.
Oh, well, stop confusing me.
Well, mate, I'm confused too because my granddaughters call my father Pop.
Correct.
So that's
Papa,
Nana and Papa and all that kind of stuff. In Australia, we don't normally call our parents Pop. It's normally the grandparents. So I've just kind of read on that Katie was emailing you from Spain last week. So
get out.
It is absolutely global, this show. Global.
Unbelievable.
And happy Thanksgiving to all the American listeners. We know it's a very important holiday for you guys. We don't quite get to Thanksgiving over here because it doesn't really go back to our forefathers. Our forefathers were probably in England at the time, stealing loaves of bread
and not getting sent on a dirty old boat to come out to the jail.
Absolutely.
So we're back. Steve Chambers here on the mound. Still doing it for the Bandits, who lead this game 6-2. Cake goes the other way on that and hits a long fly ball to left field, but easily taken by Andrew Campbell.
Yeah, if only Josh had a little bit more power. He's a very, very good contact hitter. Doesn't hit for power in this league. Just lent on that one a little bit. Got caught on the fence. But he's going to do that a lot. And he probably needs to just flatten it out a little bit. See Nathan Melendrez for the Adelaide bite coming out.
Takes a ball a little low and out. As Melendrez pops that one up also. Second baseman Brad Dutton does the right thing and takes a routine infield pop fly. G-Man Choi.
Number 47, first baseman G-Man Choi.
Do you think that this song's going to be played a fair bit when he comes over? Well, a bit of Gangnam Style.
Oh, sensational old Psy.
Oh, what a fantastic!
How can you beat it?
Great swing there by Choi. Guess what I did earlier this week?
Well, you're going to refer to that photo you had because I was going to talk about that earlier. I know.
Absolutely.
What awesome. Tell us.
Well, I was lucky enough to meet one of the world's greatest champions, the youngest ever human being to win a world championship. Probably been better noted in the recent years for his indiscretions. However, I was lucky enough to meet him and have a photo taken with him this week in Mike Tyson.
Yeah, what an awesome, regardless of of what opinions we may have. When that man was on fire, that was one of the most brutal athletes I've ever seen in my life. I wouldn't have gone within 3 blocks of the ring. He was an absolute monster.
Look, we'll get back onto that in a second. We've seen Troy there fly out to left field, just missing that ball, and the Adelaide Bite finishing up without troubling the scorers again. But yeah, mate, look, Tuesday night they've got the champions. They've had champions dinners going throughout Australia, and I was lucky enough to get a ticket to go and see him and have an opportunity to meet him on the night. Look, I wasn't really sure on what to expect, to be totally honest. But absolute pleasure to meet him and get my photo taken, which I'll certainly get put up on the wall, or take it straight to the pool room, or do what we got. So
it's a great photo. You should be really happy. That was fantastic. We'll have a short break. We'll be back in a moment.
Mail Centre, Domino's, Euro Appliances, M&C Fruit. Brown now pitching and stepping up to the plate.
Welcome back, everyone. Reid Brown relieving Rinku Singh, who did a couple of innings of good work for the Bite. Carlos Alonso enters the box for the Bandits as Brown delivers outside for ball 1.
Yeah, Reid Brown, now an Australian citizen, married an Australian girl earlier this year. Came over originally to play for the Golden Grove Dodgers, and really has set himself up to be one of the stayers for the Adelaide Bite, which is great. Obviously, having his experience that he plays during the off season in the States and then comes back here, but certainly made himself one of the permanent fixtures here in Adelaide in the baseball circles. And over the years has really done a good job for us, making sure that he gets the outs, and not an overpowering guy. He's got what they called an old-time ephus pitch. So, brings out that curveball at around about 49, 50 miles an hour and throws the batters off balance again. So they're just trying to stem the bleeding a little bit and give themselves a bit of an opportunity to get these runs back in the last 2 innings.
As he strikes Alonso out on the breaking pitch.
Designated hitter number 39, CJ Beattie.
See a bit of activity in the Brisbane bullpen. We'll get you that name shortly. Reece Nilt working out in the Brisbane Bandits bullpen. So probably coming on in the next half inning. Hard throwing right-handed pitcher. Not something you see from Reid that often, walk. He's normally a very controlled kind of guy. CJ there picking that walk, 1 out.
boy out again that just to promote Marshall Batteries. Just a fantastic supporter of us, and again a great Australian company. So if you're ever in trouble or in the market for a new battery, holler for a Marshall. Our old buddies here in Adelaide, Joe or Barry, on 0413 275 422. And as I said before, they've got for the next month or two a pink battery promotion. As that ball has popped up to Stephen Welsh at third base. We've got a pink battery promotion, so they're selling pink batteries for the next few months, and all proceeds go to the Jane McGrath Foundation. They've got a goal to raise 50 grand, and with our help they can achieve this. So holler for a Marshall and make a point of it. Great supporters of the 10th inning here.
Just for you people in the US and around the world, the Jane McGrath Foundation was set up by her husband, who is one of Australia's greatest cricket bowlers, Glenn McGrath. She passed away from cancer close to 4 years ago, and they set up a foundation for breast cancer. So one of Australia's #1 breast cancer foundations, and obviously having someone very close to me pass away from it, it's a really good foundation to support. So get online and have a look at the McGrath Foundation.
Good stuff, Craig.
Absolutely. You see the runner go. This is going to be a tough play here. Well done.
It's Chris Adamson makes a pop fly look easy, and that completes the Bandits in the top of the 8th. They still lead at 6-2. While I have this opportunity, I'll promote my own business, Sterling Office Solutions. I've been in the business for 25 years and specialise in office fit-outs, everything from design to installation of furniture, so everything custom made. Again, a strong supporter of local manufacturing. And yes, if you have any needs in the commercial furniture field, ring me, Andrew Sperling. My details on the website also. We'll see you in a moment.
Welcome back to the 10th innings here at Norwood. Just to give you a little bit of an update on the other game that's being played here in Australia. Perth Heat are hosting Sydney. The game is tied at 0-0 with Perth 9 hits and Sydney with 4. So a bit of a pitcher's duel over there, and it seems like there's been a few hits, Sperlo, but no one been able to score any runs.
Yes, only true baseball purists can appreciate a pitching duel. The pitcher's duels are generally supported by outstanding fielding and everything else that goes along with it. So no doubt a terrific game there with the Heat and the Blue Sox. Shout out to our mates at the Blue Sox as well, our commentary team there, a great bunch of guys. We always have a lot of fun interacting with them. A little bit of a wild pitch there by Milt.
Adelaide bite just starting to run out a bit of time here. In the 8th inning, they want to get something started early in this inning. No one better than Stephen Welsh to come and try and help these guys out. So Stephen hoping to get himself on base here. Current count is 2-2. As he drills the ball out to
line drive.
Fantastic piece of hitting by Welshie, hitting the ball out to right fielder Roberts. It's a line drive.
I'm feeling really good about myself tonight, Craig.
Why is that?
I just feel good. We're all decked out. This whole 10th innings team here is all decked out in new apparel.
Absolutely, we
look sensational.
Yeah, we do. We've got our shirts on, our hats, and we look fantastic tonight. That ball is hit hard to deep centre field as he tracks back to the wall. What a fantastic catch.
Oh, Harker,
that is an amazing
awesome
catch out there at centre field. He's got the ball and he throws it in. What a great catch.
Wow, line drive 9, line drive 8 to start this bottom of the 8th. You can't hit the ball any better than those boys, but once again, there's men out there trying to stop you, and that was an outstanding play there by Hirotoshi. Just magnificent. But back to our apparel, as much as I'd like to, as we're looking now at Harker picking himself up after having some fun with the fence. But your business, PPI Promotion and Apparel, well, thank you so much for decking us out. We look great. New clothes, shirts, polos.
Absolutely.
Got the lot.
We are. So just in case anyone actually thinks that we're a bit of rabble, we can actually look the part anyway. But no, we do well. So thanks for that plug, mate. No, we got a little promotional company here in Adelaide that look after a lot of Adelaide's top companies. So if you are in the need for any promotional merchandise, give us a call at PPI on 8241-9200 and we'll deck you out in some fantastic apparel or any corporate gifts or ideas.
It's not only clothing, is it?
Absolutely.
Everything, stubby holders and pens
and all that kind of stuff.
You name it. You've got it.
We provide the world with decorated landfill.
Well, okay, only Craig could put it in such a way, and that was magnificent. But thanks again. We look great, and we're very appreciative. It's a ground ball, and
that's a great play by Brad Dutton. You know, Brad's a fantastic player. Can play the corner, can play up the middle. He's struggling with the bat right now, but for him to come up and make a play like that and just let his team know that he's not just there for his hitting, he's there for the defence, gives him a bit of confidence as well. You know, and hopefully he can take that into the batter's box. Maybe not this weekend, but coming on. But good to see Brad come up with a play.
Yeah, great play. Just while I've got you there, the Colts Baseball Academy, who are another very proud sponsor of the 10th inning. It's a non-profit organisation interested in providing and developing the basic skills of baseball. They have skills training programs. They commence in May and August of each year. 6 weeks at 2 hours per week, held at the Seton High School complex. They focus on achieving excellence in the execution of the basic fundamentals by introducing skills and activities that reinforce the sequential developing of skills. They're correctly taught and practice skills of the game enable development of a more competitive player. It's a great idea. To me, your game is really formed between the ages of 8 to 12. So to learn the basic fundamentals at that age and by some fantastic teachers, the Colts Baseball Academy is well worth looking into. So again, go to our website, all their contact details on there. The Colts Baseball Academy, we thank them again. We'll have a short break. Be back in a sec.
Leading off for the Brisbane Bandits is the man. Number 20.
That was the all-time shortest break that we've had. But it's great that we've been able to get our sponsors out and talk about their businesses. You know, they do help us out. And realistically, it's just to make sure that we get the greatest gear, the best gear that we possibly can for the broadcast, and the best microphones and the best cameras, and keep that website going. So we really appreciate all our sponsors.
We sure do. I mentioned that not only as businesses but as personal pledges. And even though Craig doing wonderful things for us with his business, but initially it started as a personal pledge, and same with Shane Bennett, the fantastic ex-major leaguer who helps us greatly and just really sponsors anything baseball. So thanks, Benno, you're a champion. So we're getting to the money time, top of the ninth. Brisbane have just been a little bit too solid. Had that good early inning to score 4, and that's been the difference. So they've been building on their form. The Bandits is Harker has a big swish at that one.
Got my little daughter just come up to say
Yeah,
hello.
it's beautiful. Beautiful.
Little Ella's come up to say hello tonight.
Yeah, we might get her on the microphone maybe. See if Ella wants to have a few words to us.
Tell you what, if her sister Mia was here, she'd get on this microphone and we wouldn't get her back and she'd be singing your song.
Mrs. Have a Chat.
Mrs. Have a Chat, loves to have a song, sing song.
SA Power Networks, Powerball.
So we have got little Ella. She's come up to have a little chat on the microphone. So you want to say hello to everybody out there?
Hello,
Have you been having a good day at the baseball? Good night at the baseball?
everyone.
You've been helping the big girls out with the promotion, haven't you?
Yeah.
Out on the field. Fantastic. As you see that ball hit up the middle. Base hit by Anaka, who's been on base 4 times tonight, drawn 3 walks, base hit. So he's done his job, including taking one of the greatest catches we've seen out here at Norwood Oval.
By a bite, majestic fleece of the merchandise stand.
We see Brad Dutton come up to the plate, trying to get his first hit of the weekend. He's off. As they have a hit and run play, ball popped out to the first baseman, taken by Choi. Anaka coming back to first base, sees Brisbane with 1 out in the 9th. So Ella, what is your favourite part of the baseball coming out here?
Watching the guys play.
Yeah. And do you play baseball or softball?
No.
No, you play, what sport do you play?
Netball.
Netball, that's right. Yeah, and you're playing tomorrow night, aren't you?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
All right, darling. Get back to the game, see Anaka take off. Had a great jump there. It's his second stolen base of the night. Speaking of Paul Gonzalez early in the week, Spurlo, and he was saying that Anaka's just very speedy. Probably looking at getting, his 20-25 bags this year, and that's what he'll be working on whilst he's over here.
Yeah, a very big part of the, if I could call it the Asian game, is their speed, which is just such a weapon in baseball, a very underestimated weapon. So, if you're speedy and you're on base, you're causing some issues, not only with fielders who are on edge, but the pitcher.
Well, what it does now, mate, with a 6-2 lead, puts a runner at second base with 1 out. They've got their number 3 hitter, arguably their best hitter in their club right now, and Roberts up. It's going to give them an opportunity to score another run and just sneak away from the Adelaide bite again here. So that's what he's done. He's given himself an opportunity as he takes off again, and he's going to get hosed here. Great throw by Chris Adamson. Took off a bit late then. It was a pretty bad jump by Anaka. It wasn't the speed. And a good piece of pitching there by Reed Brown on to try and keep him as close to the bag as possible. Probably not the smartest player in the world. Maybe trying to pad his stats a little bit there. But he probably could have just stayed there and let Josh drive him in. So interesting piece of running.
Well, he might
as
have
he
to
hits the
go
ball up the
through
middle, which would have scored him. So, you've got to have a look at that there, and that's what these guys are over here to work on. We understand that, but, they wanted to get that run in. I would suggest that came from him. It wasn't from the club, but as we see, 2 out, Josh Roberts on first base.
Perhaps Tanaka might have to have a concussion test after this. That bash into the fence just might have shook him around a little bit. Because, he looked like a cat on a hot tin roof there. He wanted to steal every bag possible. Brown floats that curveball in for strike one. Another breaking pitch. So Cody Clark, who started off a bit rough with a cold strikeout, bounces back with a single to right field, a double to centre right, and a single to centre field. Doing an enormous job, and as Craig said earlier, picked himself up a couple of RBIs in the process. So really good night for Cody. Another really lightly tight, especially as a catcher. Quite tall for a catcher. Generally a little bit more compact and nuggety, just to have lovely balance and movement. But doing a really good job as Brown pokes away outside for a ball. So a 2-2 count, 1 out. Brisbane Bandits 6-2 up. Bite going to have to pull something well and truly out of the hat to get back into this. And Adamson has done a really good job tonight, Craig.
Absolutely, he's done a great job. You know, he's been, like I said, he had a bit of a struggle last year catching behind Tanabe. Was probably unlucky not to catch a lot more games last year, but obviously Tanabe coming over from Seattle needed to catch a lot more. So for him to kind of get a permanent spot in this Adelaide Bite backstop rotation is really good for him, and I wouldn't be surprised if he probably catches 3 games this weekend. He'll catch definitely 1 on Saturday, but if he's hitting the ball well, he might even catch tomorrow night. So as Cody Clark draws a walk, brings runners at first and second with 2 out. Just got an email from Carla Pinder. Thanks, Carla, for correcting me and Spurlow. We did have Reese's last name is Nilt, but it's actually Neat or Knight, so not sure on how to pronounce that. Didn't see the other I there. It did look like an L, so thanks for correcting us, and we'll be sure to try and get that right when he comes out next.
Couple of nitwits you're dealing with here.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we're trying our best, but have no problems with you guys letting us know we can do better.
Always.
David Southern launches one into the right field foul line. Looks like he's really worked on that part of his game, on pulling the ball. He hasn't been we know he can pull the ball. He hit an absolute monster here last year, with right centre monster, and it was one of the bigger balls we've seen hit here. But he really has been over accentuating. He's lifted that up there to centre field. Just pulled out a little bit. Stepped in the bucket, as we say, as a left-handed power hitter. So Brisbane Bandits go down without troubling the scorers again in the 9th inning, and they're going to go out there and try and get this game finished, over and done with. We'll see you at the end of the 9th. See if the Adelaide Bite can score some runs and make this game happen.
A great deal by the Majestic Fleece.
Welcome back, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity again to just give a bit of a plug for our great sponsor MC Sportswear down on the corner of Port Road and Woodville Road there. Go and see Grant McCarran, really massive supporter of baseball in this state and around the country, and very generous to give us some batting gloves to fire off in some shape or form tonight. So
they obviously don't want them.
Well, they don't want them. I tell you, I'm taking them home.
I've seen you with your bright green Mizunos on one of you.
Was it embarrassing?
No, you were playing for Woodville and you had your bright green Mizunos hanging out of your pocket and they were fantastic. They were the ones that Ricky Henderson used to wear.
Oh, mate.
With a motorbike backing on them.
Yeah,
they were fantastic. They actually did nothing.
But you actually had to,
I had plenty of pairs
to wear stuff like that.
They were bright fluoro green. They had red ones. They had blue ones. I just remember your bright fluoro green ones.
Baby.
That's right.
Yeah, one of the highlights of my career with those batting gloves. As
Adamson hits one hard over to third base. Tough play. Big Goofy grabs it, but not in time. You see Adamson, I'm sure they're going to score that a base hit. I would. Yeah. This is a tough play. Tough play to the right side. And came up firing, just threw it a bit high, and Goofy was able to stop that from going into the foul territory. See Angus Roger having a good night tonight. Got himself a couple of hits and a base on ball, so hoping to keep that going. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Just want to say thank you for everyone that's been interactive tonight. It's been great, giving us something to chat about. All the emails and the people that have liked our Facebook page, still continue to do that. Share that page with all your friends. Get as many people as we can. As everything goes quiet here at Norwood Oval, it's a bit loud.
Chris Neat doing a terrific job in his closing duty here for the Bandits.
If it is neat, he's doing a neat job.
Neat, yes.
He's doing a neat job.
Doing a very neat job. Again, a very lean, tall young man. Just great attributes for pitching. Very long limbs. And he's looking to close things out. He is.
Angus looking really comfortable in the box right now. His confidence is up. He's got himself a couple of knocks, and it's good to see number 9 hitter coming up and getting a couple of knocks and helping out his club.
Absolutely. I mean, they're the boys that we've been discussing all night as potential pillars of this team for some time, and just great, for the youngster. Went to Melbourne after having a pretty good series here, and went to Melbourne, put one over, which would have been great for him, and even Ben Lodge to continue to get at bats and hit a 2 RBI double. Just great for the young fellas, and it's just small steps for them. And that pitch tries to find backdoor curveball, but just didn't break across the plate. So 2-2 count here. As we said, we've got a game same time tomorrow night, game 2, and then we go to I think it's a 3 or 4 o'clock game Saturday afternoon, and then the 7 o'clock game 4.
Well, you've got some great experience coming up to help you on the mic in the next couple of nights, so everyone should be looking forward to that. I know that Ben Dixon's is coming up to help you, and he's a very colourful lad. And
very colourful.
Got a great baseball knowledge and great baseball mind, so he'll be able to put his own spin on the game. Very astute young man.
Yes, accountant by day, and that ball's looked better than that.
Yeah, absolutely. Ball just coming off the end of the bat there from Matthew Smith, pinch hitter for the Adelaide Bite, just having a little pinch hit for Jeremy Creswell at the end of the night, trying to get something to happen. But no, that should be great having Dicko come and sit with you tomorrow night and have a chat and put his spin on the game. And also having Mark Haylock come in on Saturday, who's the ex-field coordinator for the Adelaide Bite, having a year off this year. He's put his, for someone that's actually put in over the last few years and been a big part of South Australian baseball, to have him come up here and put his spin on baseball as well. It's going to be great for you guys on Saturday.
Absolutely. Both of them top-notch guys, and Dicko being an accountant by day for Sheridan's down at the Bay, so if you're in need of a good accountant, and Josh Catebread, who's been threatening, and Anaka again has just a full-length diving catch into centre left to finish this game, and no better way, regardless of the result, to see such outstanding baseball as that.
Let's just take this opportunity to have a look at the replay. We got blessed with this. We're just going to have a look at this replay. As you see him going full eagle spread. Wow, that is a fantastic catch. And we're going to try and get that image and put that onto the website at some stage, because that was fantastic. Well, thank you very much for having me tonight, Andrew. I won't be able to be here for the next couple of nights. Got a couple of personal functions I've got to attend to in the next couple of days, but thank you, and hopefully I'll catch up with you in the next homestand against Melbourne. I think
it is. Always a pleasure watching.
Thank you very much.
Wealth of information and a wonderful supporter of us, so thank you. So again, from Peter Wyatt and myself, Andrew Sperling, we're the 10th innings. We'll be back tomorrow night with Game 2 at 7 o'clock. We'll see you then.